Hello everybody. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be asking you guys, we're going to be answering a question for you guys, everybody, today. In today's video, the question that you will be answering for me is, what is a male and a female connection at your dump station when you have your sewer hose hooked up to the dump station and you want to clean out your black water tank? What is the connection of a water hose and a vacuum breaker valve? So in today's video, we're going to be discussing over those types of connections really quick. Now, before we start, everyone, there are a couple things. Now, this is actually a vacuum breaker. Now, if you look here, what you're going to notice about this is you're going to notice that there are two connections on them. Now, before we begin, everybody, today's question that I'm asking you all is this: how do I connect? What is the difference between a male connection? What is a male and a female? What is a male threaded fitting and a female threaded fitting? Now, this is basically the answer to the question. Now, when I come over here real quickly and you guys look at this, this is an anti-siphon valve. The anti-siphon valve is designed, you can tell it does have two adapters on it, okay? Now, adapter one, you're going to see that it is basically a adapter that is going to have a female end and also a male end. Now look at this. Now, the word female prescribes threaded fitting on the inside, okay? Female means the threads are on the inside and the connection is much bigger. But the word male is basically where your connection is basically on the outside of the fitting as well. Okay? Now look at this. Now you can tell that this adapter here is going to have two fittings: your male connection and your female connection. This unit right here is designed as you're emptying out your tanks. This unit again is designed to have a really nice fit because of the male and female connection. Now, for example, if you were to connect this to a water hose, here we have a short water hose that I will connect this to. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this again is also known as your male end of the water hose itself. This is basically the male end of the water hose. Now, the reason why I have this hose out is because I'm showing you guys what this looks like with it connected to the hose. It's with it connected to the anti-siphon valve. But let me show you guys how this connects. So you guys can tell this right here connects to the anti-siphon valve. Now you see this right here? Now the female connection is basically serving like a grip on the male connection end of the water hose, which is basically a threaded fitting on the inside, okay? So let me show you guys this. In order to take it off, simply put, just screw it to the left and then you're done. All right? Now look at this. Now if you were to connect two water hoses together, let me show you guys this. So this is basically broken up into half now. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you connect both of these hoses together, okay? I'll show you guys that real quick. Now to connect both the hoses together, you're going to take your female end, which is basically right there, and you're going to connect both of the hoses together using the female and male end of each fitting. All right? Now look at that. So look at how much longer this hose is. It used to be the original length. Before it was broken. Now this basically is a broken water hose. This is basically an example of, I'm basically using this as an example of connecting a male connector and a female connector to an RV sewer hose, okay? Now to disconnect both of them, you're going to turn your fittings to the left. Now to disconnect both of them there, that is how you disconnect them, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to get you guys to understand this. Now look at them, okay? Look at this. You have an area to where you can hook up both of them to your lug fitting, or basically the male end and the female end of the sewer hose. Now let me show you guys this. Now everybody, before we end the video, I'm gonna go grab one RV sewer hose product, and that is the Valterra Flush King. I'm gonna show you how to connect the Valterra Flush King with the threaded fitting, which is the male and female connectors at this point. Okay everybody, so now that I'm back out here with the Valterra Flush King, it is now time for us to go ahead and show you guys the connection end of the Valterra Flush King to the ball valve. Now everybody, if you guys could tell here, the Valterra Flush King is going to contain the same thing, but if you look right there, there's the female adapter. Now before we hook up everything, I'm going to move the camera over to the dump station so that you guys may see what is going to be going on here when I connect the unit to the dump station. Now before we begin and move it over, I'm going to pause the video again so that I can move it. Okay, everybody, so now that I've switched the camera over to the dump station, it is now time for us to go ahead and show you guys what the connection will look like with the male and female end of a garden hose. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for this example, here we have a male end and a female end of a garden hose nozzle. Let me show you guys the connection of the garden hose nozzle real quick, and let me give you guys a really big notification here, okay? Everybody, so let me show you guys this. Now what I want you guys to see here, the Valterra Flush King, again, is going to contain a male end. Now, if you guys could tell here, this is basically a female end here. Now, if you look there, there's the female end of the garden hose nozzle. Again, you're going to see that the fittings are going to be threaded so you can have a very secure connection. So let me show you guys this real quick. Now, before I connect everything, I want you guys to be aware that if you guys see me do anything, you guys are going to be seeing me pick this hose up off the ground, okay? Everybody, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab the male end of the hose, show you guys what that looks like real quick here, and I'm going to show you guys what that is going to be made and consist of. What is going to be made and consisted of. All right, everybody, so now that we have our male connection here, it is now time for us to show you guys that connection. See there's the male connection. The male connection has the fittings on the outside. But now let me show you guys this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show you how to hook up the Valterra Flush King to a garden hose setup with a male and a female end connection to your garden hose. Now everybody, before we begin that way, before we do any of that, there's a couple things that I wanted to say, guys. No, we will not be turning on the water tonight. No, we're not going to be having any sewer hoses out here, okay? So don't pinch your temper tantrum, okay? Everybody, so here's what we're going to do. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our female end of the anti-siphon valve. Now the female end, which is basically here, like I told you before, guys, the female end is going to house fittings on the inside of the hose mouth itself. You can tell, look at the mouth of the anti-siphon valve. You see there? The anti-siphon valve's mouth, it is designed, okay, it is designed as the threads are on the inside. So that basically means it is a threaded fitting, okay? It is a threaded fitting, all right? It is a threaded fitting on the inside. So, now, once I have shown you guys the fittings on the inside and outside of the hose, we're going to take our garden hose and our anti-siphon valve. Let me show you guys the connection real quick. Now, when I put this connection up close to the camera a little bit, you guys could tell this connection is going to look somewhat like this. Okay, it's going to somewhat look like this. See there? This is the connection. But now when I connect it to the Valterra Flush King, you guys are going to see that that the water that passes through the plastic part, now you guys can tell, now this is basically something a little bit different than you guys have seen sometimes each day. Okay, show you guys this right here. Now what we're going to do is connect the Valterra Flush King to the garden hose setup. See here, when you connect the garden hose to the Valterra Flush King setup, it's going to look like this. See here? Now notice how well the male and female ends of the anti-siphon valve are meeting. Look at this. This is the female end. This is the male end, and also the female end of the nozzle. See there? That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to get for an RV sewer hose connection like this. Okay? Now, for example, if I was to turn my water on the Valterra Flush King, this unit would be designed to turn the flow on, and it can also turn the flow off. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that we showed you how to connect the female and the male ends, it is now time for us to disconnect them. Now, to disconnect the male and female ends, you're going to turn your female connector or adapter to the right, to the left, and then you're going to take your anti-siphon valve and disconnect that from the unit. Once those are disconnected, you're done. Everybody, so thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for letting me answer this question for you all. Everybody, so thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.